technically 9:32. So let's begin our meeting, the first of the new year. Happy New Year. Welcome back, everyone. It's exciting and good to see everybody. So looking at the agenda, has everyone had a chance to take a peek? And is there any need for discussion, or do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve.
Candy, thank you.
I'll second.
Cindy seconds, and all in favor?
Aye.
And that word unanimous. Okay. All right. And then the minutes. So everyone had the opportunity to read the minutes, and we've got a couple of, updates, and those have done, and that's wonderful. So are they acceptable as they are now? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
A motion approved.
Okay, Julie and
I'll second.
Jeff will second. Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
And that's unanimous. Okay. And we don't have any public invited to be heard today, so we will move along into old business. Scrapbook. Did Maureen get a list of items to be okay? I'll go ahead and take the lead on that then.
Okay.
And it's going to be a very short list.
Okay.
Pretty inexpensive, but just using the links that Elizabeth suggested that we use for this materials. I'll go ahead and get those.
Okay, great.
Email it to you.
Okay.
And then that way,
Do we have any other
I
updates
don't
on that
know.
that we know of?
I don't know any update on that.
Okay.
I'll call Maureen and ask her. And
We talked about
otherwise,
committee formation too. We can
Yeah.
see who wants to
yeah,
move that forward. And,
yeah.
Okay.
But otherwise, I guess the next step would be to, reach out to,
Sergio?
Sergio. And so, is that something you want to do, or is that something you want whoever's kind of leading this to do?
I think as you guys have kind of taken that connection with him, so I think, I'm happy to be involved wherever needed, but I think since you guys have made that connection, you can
Okay.
keep moving it forward.
All right. Okay. We'll go that way then. Okay. Then as soon as I've got more information, I think I'll be able to do more with that. So I imagine we're not going to do anything between now and the next month's board meeting on the committee meeting or anything, but we'll at least discuss it when we get to committees.
Okay.
Shall we, or since we're at it, it does jump it a little bit, but since we're on the topic, should we talk about the committee for it now, or do we want to reach that in new business? How does everyone feel about that?
I think we can give kind of an overview of where we're at with everything and then get into committee formations once we know. It might be helpful to people know who the officers are and go from there.
Sounds good. All right. So moving on to patrons of the Callahan House, we definitely will want to have a committee meeting this month, just so that we can begin to wrap our minds around how we're going to approach what the first event is going to be like and when. So looking at, say, next week's schedule, and this is everyone, the patrons is the whole board. So how is everyone's schedule, and how's the house schedule for next week?
Can I stop you a second here? I have a suggestion that'll come later on when we start talking about the retreat. And my suggestion is that retreat look more like a work session, and that it be addressed to specifically working on patrons of the Callahan House, rather than a separate committee, a retreat, a take down of Christmas, all these things going on. I see the retreat as being very beneficial as a work retreat.
Did you do all three of those?
No. To work our retreat specifically focused on patrons of the Callahan House. We're a long ways away from being able to reach out to all these people that we want to reach out to. I can see all of us working together, bonding, over this particular item. So that was going to be my suggestion when we talk about the retreat, that we make it a working retreat and that we focus on patrons of the Callahan House. I think we can gain a lot towards that goal and towards bonding as a group by focusing on that. So I'm just putting that out there to maybe eliminate another meeting.
Okay. How does everyone feel about that?
Works for me.
I think it's reasonable. Did you or anybody have an idea of the agenda of a retreat?
That was in part what I was going to gather from everyone during this meeting. Is just what would you like out of a retreat? Some people would like to tour the house. Some people would like more, review of bylaws or documents. Some people might like more review of the history. It was just more of a, what does everyone want to gain out of that? So,
Did you guys,
It may-
we picked a date for that, didn't we?
no, not yet.
Oh, I felt like we were talking about so many days in January at the last meeting, but
We were, but we didn't set a date.
gotcha, okay.
Mhm.
Because we were burning.
So maybe we.
There was a lot going on.
So I think if we go ahead and set a date, it would be the date for the retreat, but a portion of that really would be, focusing on patrons and then any other items that other board members would like to see come out of a retreat.
Mhm.
Does that sound good?
Mhm. So we can come back, circle back to this
To the date
once we address
of the retreat.
the retreat.
Okay, so patrons will be done during the retreat. The retreat
'Cause
will
there's
bring
really
up
no
new business.
Update on this.
No. The important part was we needed to go ahead and
Yeah.
get moving again. So,
Mhm.
okay, so we will put that into the new business. The discussion of the date will be part of that retreat. Okay. Then on to restoration and preservation. So I see, and obviously Memory Lane Antiques came and got the dining room furniture.
Yeah.
That's wonderful news.
Yeah, they picked everything up on Monday, so, and we, at the time, Dan left us with some leather samples. He's got a suggestion here, but also, wanted to see what you all thought, and then I can get that to him. That is kind of a later part of the process, so we've got time to make a decision on that, but I don't see why we can't do that today. And then as far as the tacks go, he's going to try and reuse as many as possible, but some of them are missing to begin with. Some of them will get bent in the process, but he's going to do his best. And then there was, of the, tack samples that he brought, there was really only one that was a match, so we went ahead and moved forward with that. But in terms of the leather, this is...
We all looked at that after the last meeting. What the question was what would he suggest and why? Because we were looking
Right,
at the
he's got
differences.
a
and so-
suggestion here.
Yeah.
So, and these are the original, so this is the leather back of the chairs. The seats had been redone at some point. Those were vinyl. So, these were the original samples that he gave us. And I guess there was another company that was supposed to send them out and never did. But his suggestion is actually not part of the samples that we had originally looked at. It would be this. And there are two here, but it's actually it's the same sample. But he left the two to show that, there could be variations depending on, the bolt and all that. But this is one thing, but I'm gonna pass these around, and you can kind of take a look at this as well, but.
You said that this is leather too.
Yeah, that's the original leather from the back of the chairs. So these, I can put these out here too, and then this was another one that he showed more just, that was really good suggestion, but these are just, kind of
He's
to see what
suggesting
other,
these two.
he's suggesting that, one.
These are one and the same.
They're one, but just to show some slight variation that could occur based on, the cut that they get. This was another one that he was just to show what options are out there. These ones have a little more texture. This one is pretty textureless, but something kind of matching the sheen of what's there, which also is a patina over time.
this
but
looks,
he will
this
treat.
looks great.
Yeah, I felt like that was pretty spot on, but
And
just
these
wanted
don't even
to-
look bad.
Not
the
too
texture is a
different.
little bit different in
Yeah,
them,
but otherwise,
once someone sits in for
Does he
5 years.
Does he recommend one over the other, or?
those are the same ones.
They are the
He's
same,
just
they're just showing that it's different.
possible
can be a little
variations that are
different, even
not
in the same.
anything
cut.
for us
Okay.
to choose or control, but
Right.
just to show that it could vary slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So that seems like a good. That was his suggestion, and he brought a whole box of samples and stuff, and we looked through all the black options, and that one really felt like a good fit, so.
It
And the
looks like
quality
it
of it is, that was the other thing too, is like it's a little bit thicker than this
Yeah.
and just like a good quality that he recommended, so.
And it'll be the backs and the seats.
Correct.
In the
Yeah.
same. That'll
Yeah.
be-
It looks like
Um,
it's a much better,
Yeah.
a much better match.
So the other thing that he mentioned in opening it up, and you can see the original backing and everything that's in there, is he's going to add a little thin piece of foam. Is the only different part of the process than what was originally there, because it will help keep the leather in better condition over time, because it'll have a little more give, and so it'll keep it preserved longer and keep it from cracking. So in addition to like the cotton and the boarding that was originally in there.
So he'll keep that original.
Well, he'll redo that process. He's not going
Kind
to
of
use the
reinforce
original
it.
foam,
Yeah.
but
But
or the cotton. It's cotton, but he's going to add a little piece of foam too, just to give the whole thing a little more give, and it'll help. It'll just help it last longer over
You'll
time.
add that foam to the existing, or remove the existing.
He's going to remove the existing, but recreate that same process with the cotton and the
Okay.
board, but add
Okay.
foam that was not originally part of what they did.
Okay.
That'll just help it last longer. So,
That's
and then the
wonderful.
seats and everything will have sort of the same cushion and give and whatever that they did. Yeah, and he'll try to use as many tacks as possible, and then any new ones he'll try to put in the like less conspicuous places. So it all sounds good, and yeah, like I said, he even took the rack or for the leaves, and is gonna give that a little touch up too. So that was nice.
That's really nice, and still the same price point.
Yeah,
He's fabulous.
yeah.
Okay.
So, I think that's the only thing I have regarding the dining room table. Still trying to finalize the quote for the fountain, the parquet floors, the tile, and the sconce. So it's just been a lot of back and forth, but and then once we have that quote finalized, then we're going to have to open up the fountain part to bidding, because that portion is going to be over 10,000. So, but they do know that the dining room is out, and we'd love to at least get the parquet flooring done in there while the furniture is gone. And there is a section of it that does need restored right in the middle there that was under the table. The rest of the parquet, the plan is just to do a deep clean and a wax, which is what has been done for the last number of years. They're just really struggling, the same as I did, to find anybody that does that anymore. Everybody that like does that service has retired or whatever. So they're trying to find someone. I did pass along that our final sort of word on the tile is just the same thing, deep clean and sealing, so it's not so porous. Yeah, so just waiting for them to get a contractor for the parquet for the most part. So,
And
yeah.
who's them? Who's they?
Deep roots.
Deep roots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so once you have that, then it goes through that whole process of.
Well,
Yeah.
then
Or does
hopefully
it-
we can just take the fountain piece separate and put that to bid. Because that was the part that was over 10K, and then the rest, if their bid looks good for the rest of it, we can just accept that and move forward.
So will we be able to see that?
Yeah.
Before moving forward?
Yeah.
Okay. And
So-
it'll have all the detail included in what's proposed
Yeah.
in the projects of
Yeah.
restoration. each
Yeah.
of those. Okay. So that really is kind of the biggest highlight of the restoration and preservation spreadsheet for this year. Is there another
so.
that is of importance that we need to be looking?
I think we're focusing
Down
on
the road and
these
saying, okay,
things for
that's
now,
next.
and we can go from there. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because that's a good chunk of things going on, especially the fountain could take some time. So,
Mm. And that won't necessarily interrupt any events. Or,
well, we just need to plan accordingly so that it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the floors, the timing of that is just kind of
Yeah,
unknown. at
we have
this
to get
time.
the quotes figured out first, fountain out to bid, and then we'll do the timing from there. So,
Mhm.
hopefully.
Length of time per project is what I'm thinking.
Right.
So, okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, ideally, if they could get the parquet at least in the dining room done while the furniture is gone, that'd be great. But if they're struggling to find anybody that provides these services, so yeah, it's the same issue that I was having for this whole time. So.
Okay. Any other questions about restoration and preservation? Okay. All right, then we'll move on to formal garden plan. So at this point, is it a good idea to reach out to, well, let me first stop and say, how are things with the forestry department?
Yeah, so actually I spoke with Brett, the city forester, yesterday, and I guess there was some miscommunication in his original, our original talks about the timing for that. So I guess he had just been out in October and done an assessment at that time, and that was right before I sent him Sheila's plan. So that just happened. So then, they came out and did another assessment recently. I was under the impression that we were going to meet for that, but he says he's happy to meet. But anyhow, it's his opinion that there's no immediate needs at the moment, but they have us on the schedule again for the fall since they were just here in October. But that said, my follow-up then was because Ben Groton, who is on the park side of things, is also part of these communications, is to get a meeting set with the city staff, just to kind of go through the plan and see what is doable within the resources and the budget of the city and what we need, third-party help with or from CSU. So that's going to be kind of the first step. So I'm just kind of working on getting that organized.
So they believe that there's no immediate need for the trees right now? They don't need to be doing any trimming or?
Well, just nothing that is like, a detriment right at the moment. That's some of the things that Sheila suggested. Are things that, can be done, but the city forester's opinion was that there's no pressing needs right this minute. So that doesn't mean we can't get together and talk further. He offered to come out, but we just need to get kind of all of the, the parks, the forestry, and the Callahan folks together and just go through the plan and see what's doable in what time frame and with what resources and what we need to source outside of that.
And so dead trees are not.
I'm just relaying the message that I was
I'm just
given,
asking the
so.
question, not that it's a you thing. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. In a winter season when it's a good time to be taking care of these issues, and is there someone else that we should talk with to get a little extra support for this? Because I do think maybe a meeting would be helpful.
Yeah, that's the plan, is
and
to sit
and
down
have Sheila come and whoever else within the city we need to have. But I think it's reasonable to say these trees that need to be taken care of, we shouldn't be waiting for the fall to do that. Things that need to be cut, things that need to be removed.
Well, this has all been through email
Potential
communication
hazard.
so far, so that's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
we need to get some FaceTime and see what we can do.
Well, can we make that meeting soon, and can it include Sheila and anyone from the board if we're going to just kind of sit in and listen
I think
to be
what
able
we
to ask
talked about
questions?
is starting, with city staff and just getting, Parks and Forestry's perspective of the report that they were provided and what can happen within the city, and then we'll go from there. And then I think, there will be some aspects that we need to probably source through CSU or whatever, and then at that point I think getting a larger group together to see what areas we need to maybe be a little more creative with would be helpful. So I just need to get some FaceTime with Ben Groton and see what I've really only talked to the forester about it so far. So that was my last reach out to them, was to try to get that meeting scheduled with,
Okay, is it likely it'll happen before next month's meeting?
I don't know yet.
All right, maybe you can just let us all know as that's coming along.
Sure.
That'd be helpful, just to.
And just to, reiterate, the formal garden plan in general is, of course, we want to keep the ball rolling on that and get started as soon as we can, but it's something that's going to take some time.
Oh, yeah. There are just certain things that can be happening during winter, and then making plans for spring.
Mhm.
So, okay.
Do we have maybe refresh my memory, the formal garden plan, do we have a specific plan yet of what we, the group, see should be done in the garden to complete the plan?
No, that
Okay.
is I think the intention is that in the spring, for the spring field trip, I guess I'm going to call it that, for the students of CSU to be on the property and walking and with us and with Sheila and you, of course. And so that we can figure out, all right, what, based on the original walkthrough and some comments and recommendations that Sheila had put in her plan, that will be better built out with those students on hand and kind of a divide and conquer. They're going to be able to help to identify, oh, right, this area, this problem area, here's some things that we can propose be done landscape-wise.
Right.
And then that's where we might be more involved in talking through that with them and, you know, I guess parks and whoever else needs to be part of that. But as far as what's being planted or what's being done in what areas, no, specifically no, but that's meant for that spring
Okay.
field trip.
Because when we walked through a couple months ago and then walked through Sheila, we identified some, talk about trees. Some trees that should be trimmed, some should be removed.
Yeah.
And some of that, there were a couple dead branches or things that are things of concern, are the things, the more elective things we would like to do for the garden, for this big plan. So in this process, can we come up with a plan of what we, the group, whatever, feels, come up with plans for what we want done, this is what we want to do. And part of that's going to be tree trimming. Again, some is elective, some is, probably most is elective, some is critical things. So we'll let the forestry group, it sounds like they're more prone to, and I don't know this, but more prone to coming out and trimming, cutting things down that are dead or endangered, as opposed to doing elective things that is going to be part of the overall plan.
I can't answer that for sure, but I imagine that is probably the case. Yeah,
Well,
which makes sense for what they're
and they have
providing to the
specific
city.
times when they do all this too. Like if I had called my tree guy and said, come do something with my trees, and I say, nah, not now. Now's not the right time.
Mm.
So I trust that they know what they're doing
Yeah.
as far as
Oh,
trimming
yeah, there are
things.
certain times to limb up trees that are living. And then there's definitely, well, the time is now when something is dead and potentially a hazard. So, and I think that that's probably the priority that I'm trying to speak to, is that my concern is that there are things that are dead and dying, and those are more of the heightened concerned issues. And even Sheila Prentice pointed that out and has that in her report. And if forestry is saying, oh no, we don't have to cut those dead things down now, we can wait till the fall, I have a little bit of a concern about that and a question about why.
But that's
I mean, crabapple trees, I understand specifically. You don't cut them, you don't trim them or anything until winter, because otherwise the bees will kill them. I understand the timing of
right.
certain
But
things.
I'm also saying that these men are trained in what they do, and that's why they work for the city. They know what is dangerous and what isn't, and what needs to come down. And in light of some of the things that have happened in the city of Longmont with trees and dead limbs and so on, they're very, very cautious and careful about that thing. So if they're saying there's no issue, then who are we to say, oh, yes, there is?
Well, it's not
And it could be
us,
a matter
it's-
of resources. If they're saying it needs to wait until the fall, I mean, they're taking care of the entire city of Longmont and all the trees within this community, so it could just be because it isn't gonna fall on somebody while they're out there. It could be a resource thing that they're prioritizing some other areas of the city.
I thought that they'd said, oh, we've got you on, we've have you on our radar, we have you on our schedule, we haven't gotten to you yet.
That's what I
thought we
mentioned.
were
It was
becoming
their
a priority.
I thought so too. That was the original communication, and then I just learned yesterday that they had been out in October right before we sent the report. So I think, like I said, this was all through email. We just need to get some FaceTime and get everybody on the same page. So, and understand, their perspective and what they can provide us and what we need to potentially source outside of that.
I think we're we're speculating on what his thinking is there, so
Yeah.
that's, it sounds like we need some more information. I can tell you, in my opinion, if it's a safety issue, they take that deadly, and I mean deadly seriously, as far as that goes. That's my opinion on what I've seen in my experience with forestry. Elective things would be a different thing. I think it sounds like we really just need some clarification.
Yeah.
That would help, a clarification of what on the property is, well, obviously there are elective items, but others that are not so elective, they need to happen. And when can that happen? Would be the question I would ask of them and say, this is, clearly they're handling the whole city. But
Yeah, we'll ask those when we get,
When
when we
we're-
get a
when we're-
meeting with them. If Brittany's already requested the meeting, there's nothing more we can do at this moment.
Because obviously there are the safety issues, which I think we all understand. But in order to complete our plan successfully, there are going to be a lot of elective things that need to be done in order to follow the plan. So a question is, how do they get done?
Yep. And that's something else that we need to find out, what we can utilize city resources for and what we need to look outside of that
Right.
for.
Exactly.
And we can obviously think beyond budget and beyond city resources because we have that capability. We have a really supportive community and even CSU Extension. So can we get things done more timely? Yes. Does it have to be within city budget? No. Volunteers and companies provide services to help with these things. It's community support. So I think we will be pleasantly surprised when we realize how we can move this project along more quickly and be more timely. But the trees I'm seriously concerned about. Okay. So we'll wait to hear about when a face-to-face meeting can be planned, and if it's possible, can we all be allowed to just be present to be able to ask questions?
Like I said, I think we'll start with the city meeting and I just need to get an understanding from Ben. I haven't actually been able to connect with him directly yet about the plan, and then we can go from there.
All right. Okay, then we'll move on to the Santa Visit debrief.
Got some numbers for that, but overall everything went really smoothly after we kind of ironed out the lottery process. I think that was a good way to go in the end for registration, and so we'll continue that next year, and maybe it was kind of a learning year, so maybe a couple kinks that we can work out for that. But overall that went well. We got really good feedback from people that attended the event. We had 158 total attendees for that. Last year we had 207. I do think that for next year we can add at least one more family to each time slot, just because we ended up having a lot of no-shows, which happened last year too, so I think kind of accounting for that and just to make sure there's not a time when we're just waiting for somebody to come through the door to get them upstairs. We can accommodate more people for that, especially because it is of interest to a lot of people. So I think we'll at the very least add one more family to each time slot next year and see if we can get a few more people in the door. But it all went really smoothly. We made we made $98 in donations. Only 3 email signups, but 3 more than we had. And a little bit of merch sales as well. So, yeah, but it went really smooth. So we'll just see if we can get some more people in for it next year, I think.
And in the merch sales this year, something that's different is, did you do an ornament? Is that?
Yeah, the ornament, the collectible Village House, and a sticker were all new Callahan branded merchandise this year. So that's fun, just to get a few more offerings and things like that. So the ornament was pretty popular. We sold a few of the houses too, kind of knowing that those, might go a little bit slower, but yeah, and we'll plan to put those out because they're not so holiday specific. I think we'll just plan to put them out anytime we sell merchandise. Yeah. So yeah, but it was fun to have those.
Yeah.
So
I had the privilege of being stationed up here, letting the kids and family in, so I got to observe all the interaction.
Yeah.
And The Santa is wonderful.
He's great.
such a perfect person.
He is.
He can really, weld to the little kid who wants a little toy, to the almost teenager who wants a 3D printer, and also relate to the parents. So he was wonderful.
Yeah.
I think as far as more people, I definitely would support that because it moved along
Yeah.
nothing. It moved along slow.
Yeah.
Nothing was rushed. So I think
Yeah.
definitely could get more people in for
Yeah.
sure.
And I know people mentioned that they appreciated having like more time, but I still think we can get, that feel and still get some more people to be
Yeah.
able to enjoy the opportunity. So, but also the flow, I think, worked really well of just having the one family in here, coming through the side door. The other people, brides might be more available next year, but not more than 2 people up here, and then just kind of the flow that we had worked really well too.
Well,
So,
it worked nice having some decorations in this room, because
Yeah.
when they're done with Santa, they went in there, and then that made a good like holding area to let. I mean,
Right.
Jeff would kind of stand in the hallway and then usher in the next family, and then they'd go out. So.
But they all spent time in there, you're right, and I hear a lot of
Because there's
comments that
stuff
they
to
were kind
look
of
at.
impressive things that were in there.
yeah.
So it was a nice pause. It was a convenient pause for them leaving to let the next family in without
Yeah.
feeling they got this wait.
So now you guys
That's
have to
very good.
decorate.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's
here is
not
some
that.
things.
Yeah, I did
It
put
was not
those
that
in for
important.
next year 'cause we talked about that.
Well, you have photographic proof of everything.
I
that's been
do,
done.
yeah, and I always make notes for community programs just to like refer to the next year, and so Julie and I had talked about that, and those are in there. So, yeah.
So obviously the photographer situation did not work out because there weren't enough people.
Yeah, that signed up for that specifically, which I understand. She's got to value her time, but maybe next year we think about that a little differently, or if more people would have taken it up in person, even if they didn't register for it.
Yeah.
Can't really know that, but
But everyone got photographs from their phones.
right,
Mhm.
yeah.
So I don't know if there's a
maybe
need to have a
it's
photographer
true.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
So.
Even though that's I think, a valuable service.
Yeah, if anything, I mean, something else that her and I talked about, and by the time she mentioned it, it was kind of just too late, but it's just having a time where people can come get, not necessarily in conjunction with the Santa event, but like where people can come and get a family portrait for their Christmas card earlier in the season and have her help us with that event, I think might be more beneficial than trying to tack it onto the Santa thing when people can always just take, but if it's like the Callahan house is open, it's decorated, you can come get a family photo, I think that could be a little more beneficial, but so.
Cool.
I don't know if you know, Jeff, but Santa Pete was a lifeguard for us for about 10 years.
Yes, he talked about that. Very interesting
Oh, really?
person, all
Yeah.
the things that he's done in his life. That's right. He's what,
3 years, I feel like,
Yeah.
he retired.
like in this, he says a group of 70-year-old lifeguards,
Yeah.
either here or
Wow.
in the area.
He also he's one of the ticket guys at CU basketball also, so
Really?
I see him all the time.
Yeah.
This time we heard.
Yeah. And he does all the other Santa events
He's
in
our
the city
Santa
too, so
for
that's
holidays.
nice.
He was at the rec center too, right?
Just a
Or the
great-
senior
Yeah, he
center.
does the senior center and he does the parade.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
nice.
I think that's so cool that it's the same Santa
Mhm.
in this town, that
Yeah.
if a kid goes all these different places,
Like,
it's Santa.
It's
It's
no
always
question,
Santa.
yeah.
Yeah.
No difference.
He's a very
That's
good
awesome.
man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So do we have him booked for next year?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That covers everything for that, right?
Mhm.
All right. We'll move on to the 2026 events calendar. And so. I think in our.
This, the November.
Which one is it in?
November.
So obviously we have our regular events and optional additional events later, but it's something to just go through
Yes, I
each
forgot to bring it.
calendar, the regular events. I think the board retreat is probably a late January date. What do we think?
Did you talk about doing that in the spring, or that's different now since it's kind of a different?
The board retreat, yes, but patrons, the annual event, spring. I'm not sure that it would be a February thing, but we've got to get moving on that. Availability, we can look at the last week of January.
I think the immediate thing we need to figure out is when we're gonna take the decorations down.
Yeah, that could happen sooner than later.
I mean, that's something we've got to do before we even delve into the rest of these meetings.
Well, that could be next week, but I'm talking about 2 weeks from now. So but decor, that's in the new business, which we'll get to, but let's go ahead and schedule that retreat, which is going to cover just everything. How is the week of January 26th?
Are you looking at like a 9 to 5?
I guess so, if it's gonna be all encompassing. How was everybody's schedule?
I think.
Any day that
Are you
is a
looking
no
at the
doubt.
house, Britt?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that could dictate some availabilities before we.
Yeah, that's what
Tuesday might be best
Tuesday the 27th?
if that's if
Yeah,
that works for
same
everybody.
with me.
Okay. How is Tuesday the 27th?
Wednesday or Thursday won't work.
Wednesday, we've got 2 clubs in the house, so they're going to be up and down. Thursday, I'm just in a meeting that morning, so we couldn't start until
Okay.
later.
So Tuesday.
Yeah,
Tuesday
if
the
it needs to be
27th.
9 to 5, I think Tuesday is the
I can only go till 2:30 because I have
Best
to pick
option.
up
That's
my
fine.
son from school.
That's fine, if anything, we
Can't
can
do till
we can schedule things so that it, whatever requires all of us present can be done earliest through, and then that way, if there's something that's like house tour or something, we put that at the end, and then you might miss that, but we can catch it another time.
And I can't be here till 9:30
Okay.
because I
So-
have to drive to Boulder.
Let's go with, how about 9:30 then? She says start at 9:30.
Every morning.
Basically 9:30 to 5?
Okay.
Okay.
That's on the 27th.
Yes, Tuesday the 27th.
18.
You'll need to post that. That's an official meeting of the board, so you need to post that.
It's not a committee.
It's a retreat.
style
Do the
meeting?
city
think you
boards
have
and
to
commissions
post it.
retreats get posted?
I think so.
Like it would be open to the
I'm not
public?
100%, but I think so. Because
Okay,
it's
I
a-
can check with Michelle.
If I remember a crowd meeting.
We're gonna see her at
yeah,
one, so.
I
Oh, yeah.
Post that, so
You're
just check.
saying
Michelle.
it needs to be open to the public
I guess
and advertised
Potentially.
that way is what you're saying.
I think that's the case.
Does that have to be
Retreats?
recorded?
I think so. But
I would double check with
honestly, I don't
city.
remember, but that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Not necessarily when we did this before, but I do remember that with crowd. So,
okay.
And recorded, is that what you said?
Yeah, I was wondering, does that have to
yeah,
be
we
recorded?
definitely
and everything?
recorded it.
So checking with city clerk's office, they would know for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michelle will.
Yeah. Because retreats are, well, whatever the city categorizes that as.
What was the
We just need to be
timing again?
consistent with what the city
9 to
does.
5.
And is it just because it's called a retreat?
Honestly, I don't know. It just, that's what I'm in my head, so that we just.
I
need to
mean,
check.
if we were to have just a meeting and
Meeting
spend the
would
whole
definitely
day,
have to post.
then does it have to be
She
recorded?
means like a committee meeting, right?
Well, we have specifically for this group narrowly defined our committee meetings related to one purpose, talking about that
Right.
purpose,
And-
not board business.
Right, but, and it's
A
brought back
retreat is
to a
most
board.
definitely board business, so that's it. I'm just saying check. If she says don't bother, then who cares?
Okay.
Or if we label it a work session versus
I
a
think it's
retreat?
acceptable
I mean, I'm
to
just
call it
curious.
retreat. I do, I just think
Yeah,
it's
it's-
acceptable.
Is there
Let's
any
call it
harm
retreat,
in
that is what it
posting it?
is.
Like-
And I don't know
Just if
of
it has to be
any
recorded,
other-
that could be interesting.
Oh, that could be interesting.
If they're going all around the house and whatnot.
I
but-
doubt they will, I doubt they will record that. I doubt they'll require that. check with.
I know,
check with
we didn't
John.
record it, I know we didn't record it the last time we did that,
It just was
but I
posted
know
but not
when we did a
recorded.
Prab one, we did, so
Hmm, okay.
that's what I'm saying to check.
Okay.
Let's just make sure we're doing the right thing.
So, all right, here at 9:30 to 5, Tuesday the 27th for the retreat.
9:30 or 9?
9:30, please,
Okay.
because Julie is not available until that time. I'd like to be inclusive of
Okay.
all the 5 of us and Brittany. So
And do we have any idea whether, we don't know whether we'll need the whole day or not?
we don't, and so what the objective would be is to begin to build our agenda for the retreat. It, as you said, is also going to include deep dive discussion about patrons of Callahan House.
Not discussion, work session.
Work section.
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Work
I'm
session.
wanting. a
Deep
physical
work,
work
session. Me too. We need to get moving on it.
Mhm.
So I don't imagine that taking less than half a day, frankly. So, what other it kind of comes back to the retreat. What other? Well, we'll get to it in new business. We'll move on for now. We have the date, we have the time, and we'll get to it in new business. We'll discuss what the agenda, what things we want on the agenda for the retreat. Okay? All right. So we'll stay on track with our current agenda. We'll deal with patrons at the retreat, and we'll come up with something as far as the date. But we know it's probably not a February thing. We'll see. Spring open house in 2025. It was April 24th. It was
Yeah,
a
that one's
Thursday.
we already have a date for that because so it could get in the brochure. So it's the 23rd.
So it'll be for
From
2026.
5 to 7.
From 5 to 7.
Yeah, the normal for the.
Is it April?
It was 4
Yeah.
to 7. Should
April
we- is
23rd.
it-
It's been 5. It was 5 to 7 this last year.
Oh. Okay, so 2026.
We kind of decided 3 hours wasn't necessary.
Yeah, the
Right.
last hour was always so
5 to
dead.
7. Okay. So April 23rd. And then the summer open house, which we've done in July previously, also previously done on a Thursday. We want to combine that and Club Affair and make it one event. And I think it'll be much more highly attended, and it's dual purpose event. But I do believe that we need to consider the day of the week. So rather than a Thursday, which doesn't seem to be a good day for a Club Affair kind of event, should we look at a Saturday?
Maybe a Sunday, just for weddings. Taking a Saturday out of
I
the
see.
middle of summer is
July.
July. A little tough, but that said, right now we don't. Most of our weddings are in the fall this next year, so.
Okay.
Well, we don't want to eliminate that possibility. of
Ideally,
it.
I mean, the
Saturday
Sunday
morning, right?
feels equally as
Well,
appealing to people that would attend.
club events, if you're going to go attend a Club Affair, do you envision it being on a Saturday or on a Sunday? Or
Well, here's
is there a
the other
difference
question
between
is-
the two?
Yeah,
or-
what's your
What
timeline?
timing? Because a lot of times weddings, we don't really even start prepping for them until like 3 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So if you're thinking more of like a morning thing,
I'm thinking morning.
Might be
Morning
nicer
into,
and not
morning into
super
early.
hot.
Yeah, morning into early.
10 to-
Yeah.
Mhm.
more
But if you
like
do it
a-
on a Sunday morning,
No, I think that's not a good choice for a Sunday morning.
oh, okay, so you, okay.
Club
So-
Affair,
agree.
we did
Yeah,
10 to 1.
Services on
Okay.
Sunday.
Last year it was 10 to 1 was Club Affair, so.
Yeah. So I think if we stay with that kind of a time frame on a Saturday, so when in July,
That is right in the heat of the day.
but it's morning,
I think that 5 to 7 can be really nasty in the summer sometime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we tend to want to save for that.
Yeah, 10 to 1 on a Saturday in
3 p.m.
July.
on. Can we-
Anyone have Saturday,
July 4th.
not the 4th? Probably, I don't know. I mean, the 11th is far enough away from the 4th that it should be okay, but is the 18th maybe a safe bet? Because it's kind of the middle of July where there's
I will not be here
generally not.
the week of the I think I'm leaving on the 8th or 9th and won't be back until the 13th or 14th.
Okay.
Wedding
That's
weekend.
Okay. That's okay. That's
Yay.
great.
Your granddaughter?
Yeah.
So the 18th, you would be in town for the event, right?
Should be.
Okay. How's the 18th for you all?
It's pretty far off. too.
It's
Yeah.
pretty. Yes, it's pretty in
I
the
can't do
future.
the 25th. So.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
then,
it's
Yeah.
fine.
18th would be better.
then let's go with the 18th.
That works for
These are
me.
both
All
generally
right.
between here too.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll set that. Saturday, July 18th, 10
No.
a.m. to 1 p.m.
18th or
Mhm.
25th?
18th. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That will make for a very nice event. Okay, we'll talk more about that another time. On to Art Walk, which is this past year was Saturday, September 13th, 4 to 8.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the 12th this year.
So now we're going to go on the 12th. So also Saturday.
I'm sorry.
Saturday,
Oh,
Art Walk,
September 12th.
September 12th. And still 4 to 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
September 12th, did you say?
Yes,
Yeah.
Saturday, September 12th,
And the time was
4 to 8. And then we move on to Fall Tea, which
I've got that on the schedule for October 4th.
that
We're
sounds,
sticking with the same.
so generally speaking, the first Sunday of October is nice enough still to have the
I
event.
don't think so.
Um, The challenge, I know it sounds silly, but
Figured out a date.
football, which is what I think some people prefer to watch on a Sunday. But I guess we'll just stay with it because I mean, if it works for us and our crew and for whoever wants to make coming here a priority, then it's acceptable, right?
Yeah, because otherwise you better move your tea to the middle of
Yeah.
whatever.
I know,
Not in the fall.
I know, right? So, okay, so we're then going to be Sunday, October 4th, and still same time, 2 to 4.
Is that what we've done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then our holiday open house. So what we have typically done was hold that on, am I right in thinking that that was done on a Thursday or a Friday, and then the Santa visit was the following day or week?
Yeah, the Santa was the Thursday before lights.
Excuse me.
Mhm.
So this year we did it on the 11th, and then the city lights things are that Friday and Saturday. So I think that kind of works well to keep that, that it's like city lights events
Right.
for the weekend, and Santa is part of that, or Santa here is part of that. So
We want to avoid, we don't want to be on the same day as the parade. When's the parade?
No.
Saturday night.
Saturday
yeah,
night,
so
okay.
the city
Thursday.
festival is Friday, the parade is Saturday. So if we do the Thursday like we did this year, I think that
And we might be doing something different Friday, but
yeah.
we'll see.
Still holding your
Something.
events
Talking
on
about the
Friday,
third?
so
Yeah,
it's
not
still good for
Thursday.
us to stay
Thursday's, I
with.
think
Yeah,
Thursday's
Thursday
a
the
great
10th.
day, no
Well, it'd be the
matter what.
10th.
Okay.
Ah,
That would be Santa. Are you talking about a
Santa
holiday
here.
open house?
the,
It was the week before.
well, I'm
Well,
talking
Santa
about
would
both,
be
so
December 10th, and then
Santa is Thursday, December 10th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
the open house. Did we do those like the week before?
I want to think that we did.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
it was
it was-
either the Thursday or the Friday prior to our Santa visit.
It was the Thursday.
And so I was
Yeah.
just trying to remember if we definitely avoid.
Yeah, I mean this
whatever
past year was
recreation.
different,
Right, 'cause we did the
because
Yeah.
of the open houses. But in 2024 we did. Oh, we did it after on the 12th.
So, yeah.
But that's because we didn't have we had the Santa event, I think we kind of flip-flopped them.
We flipped them this year, for sure.
Yeah.
Are you saying you usually had Santa
No,
and then the open house?
Oh wait, that was 2024. Yeah,
That's what we
last
did
year
last
we
year.
had
Think
we had
so.
Santa earlier and we had
Okay.
the open, but I think it works well to have the Santa
After?
the weekend
I
with
would try to
lights,
do
right?
Santa the weekend of lights, because
Yeah.
again, you're packaging the
Yeah.
popular
Okay, so Santa
thing.
will be 12:10, and then if we want to do the holiday open house the week before, we can do. Do we want to do? And let's
We just
see.
do it one day.
Yeah, last year we did it on the 12th. What day of the week was that? That was a Thursday.
Last year, meaning the
Meaning
2024.
Yeah. So I think we can kind of stick with that. Both of our holiday events on a Thursday
Do the third. the
evening.
other one,
Is that what you're talking about? Because you got Santa on the 10th.
Oof.
So your open house would be the week before on the 3rd.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
When are we gonna decorate?
Yeah,
We
'cause
always-
Thanksgiving is the week before
Yeah,
then.
we always
Yeah.
do that like right around Thanksgiving. So right.
I mean,
Right
this
before
past year we
that.
started like
Oh, we had to
early
start
November, which is
early.
fine. As long as we're after Halloween, I'm good.
Yeah.
Would you
So-
want to do it on a different day? Like you could do it on Tuesday the 8th of that same week.
I'm thinking that's a good idea, and the reason is because I think after that weekend, everybody needs to just be able to breathe and stop and relax.
So you
and-
could decorate the first week of December and then
Yeah.
you would be ready to go for your open house.
Do have an advisory board meeting on the 9th.
Yeah,
You guys just hang out in the house all week, you know.
it makes a busy
Be here
week, but
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
it makes a busy week, but then it doesn't linger into the following week, which can kind of overlap family time. So
And if
think
we get
it's a
some
good
more
idea.
board applicants, maybe we would have more in the second half of
Yes.
the year. So hope for you guys.
yeah.
So maybe recruit.
So nothing is going. Oh wait, the city's things begin on the 4th.
Nope.
on the 11th.
11th to 12th.
Whatever.
Oh,
11th to
okay.
12th, Friday, Saturday.
So we're doing
What
this.
if we? I know it sounds a little. What's up? Here's the thought. This way it'll separate it a bit. What if we have the open house on Friday, the 4th? Then
Well,
that
there'll
way.
probably be tour of homes.
Yeah, that would interfere because that's always that weekend.
Do you think people would not come here because they're going to tour the home?
I
That's
wanna
their
go.
busier day. Yeah, that's their busier day because they do the VIP party and then. So Friday was busier than Saturday for the habitat tours.
Do you want to do it later, the week after, the 17th?
No,
It's
that's
still
fine.
Christmassy
Too
time.
close.
I'm
I
trying
think
to stay away from that.
The
We-
3rd
let's
is
sooner.
what
College
we've
kids.
done and.
We could go, we could go December 3rd then, because then that way it splits it up a little bit. We've got the open house on the 3rd, and then board meeting is the following Wednesday, and then Santa visits the next day. I think that's an easier schedule to take. What do you think?
So will we be decorating before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I
yes,
think we can
likely.
start earlier so that you're not worrying about that for your Thanksgiving
Because
holiday.
the 3rd is just 1 week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, we can start early November
Yeah.
or whatever you want to do, but
Would you rather keep it on Thursday than on Tuesday, the 8th?
Well, only because it separates things out a little bit instead of having so much. That's a lot of heavy in 1 week, if you think about it, because you'll have an open house, which is 3 hours for our open house, for our holiday open house. I think that might be the case, but
yeah.
3 or 4.
Everything's done, it's just our presence.
But yes,
Here.
that's the whole thing, is that we would basically be here,
And then we have a board meeting on the 9th.
you know, the 8th for 3 to 4 hours, then a board meeting on the 9th, and then the Senate. That's a lot to take in 1 week, and so splitting it up a little bit, maybe a little more palatable.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so is Thursday the 3rd of December okay for the open house?
Yeah, and that'll be 4:30 to 7:30.
Okay.
4:30 to what?
7:30.
Whew. End of year.
December 3rd. Okay. And then Santa visit is the 10th. And the time on that again is
3:30 to 7:30.
3:30 to 7:30. Okay. Okay. Well, that covers all of the regular events, which I think is perfect for giving us a compass. I know that it's too much to even consider right now, but something to be thinking about as we're going through the year is if we're going to do the unity and community, that's just a one table thing at the end.
Yeah,
it's not going to be.
We're just going to do the booth down there.
Okay.
I'm already on the list to get the invite for that, and it's on
What
our
is the date for
calendar.
that?
So August 21st.
Okay, August 21st.
Okay.
And that's just going to be a single table there that is
Yeah,
going to be
I think-
information.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It's on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday night?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to suggest that maybe we would take a look at doing the ice cream social in conjunction with our club affair.
We sure can. We can incorporate ice cream in with the open house and club affair. Absolutely. So we can talk more about that at the retreat, but I love that idea, Kenny. Okay. All right. That covers our annual events calendar. Any other questions or need for clarification of anything? Okay. Okay. All right, we'll move on to new business. All right. So we have 2026 approval of meeting dates and times. Is the second Wednesday at 9:30 still an acceptable day and time for our group to meet? Is it still acceptable on the house calendar? Okay. And is it still acceptable for everyone else, or does anyone else have any other
I've
thoughts?
enjoyed the 9:30, but would anybody like to move it back to 9?
I can't.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
no problem.
Thursday.
I'm not arguing, I
And
just,
then Brittany, just for everybody, I just noticed on the calendar, your November meeting falls on Veterans Day, November 11th. So just
Oh.
whether or not we do anything with that, I'm just letting everybody know that that's a weird calendar day that it falls on.
Because there'd be the parade.
I'm not sure what else is happening, but
It's a paid holiday?
11/11.
it's a city holiday, yes.
Okay.
I mean, recreation is open, it's but like the Civic Center buildings are closed and things like that. But I just noticed it because I was just going through the calendar.
Okay.
It's something you can talk about in
Mhm.
September, and if
Okay.
you wanna,
Yeah, we can adjust it.
if you wanna adjust
Put
it,
it on the
you can
agenda.
have it that day.
Well, if it
There's
is
a-
meant to be.
There's a potential perception of holding business on Veterans Day that some people can take offense to. There's a lot of things a lot of people can take offense to. That is one of them. But you can hold it that day if that's what needs to happen. Just
Okay.
FYI, that's my opinion.
Okay.
So.
Well, let's give it some thought, and as we're getting closer, we can talk more about that.
well, I'm always in the parade in a Corvette, so I don't want to meet on that day.
Yes. Way to go on that day. Well, we'll talk about it as we get closer to it. Yeah.
I'll make a note for the September agenda. Then.
Yeah, or maybe even August. It might be a good time to just talk about it in August so that
Okay.
it's not just the month before, so, yeah. Okay, so we're good with the second Wednesday and the time, okay.
That's a motion.
If,
and a vote.
yeah, I was gonna say, who wants to make a motion to,
I will.
Cindy moves that we continue our meeting dates and times on the second Wednesday of each month, beginning at 9:30. Is there a second? Jeff
Second.
seconds. And all in favor? All right, it's unanimous. Good to go. I might suggest that we consider if we have 2 new board members join us, and I'm thinking, you know, they're optimistic way here in the spring, and they're appointed in June would be the first. July would be the first month that they would join us, that we may want to just kind of keep ourselves open to changing to accommodate them if that needs to happen. So, just some food for thought for future. Next item is review posting locations for agendas and cancellations. It's still in the Civic Center? It's still
Yeah, there's a physical agenda in the Civic Center, and then it's all online as well.
The website is the official posting spot. So that's the one that matters for the vote.
And that's the Callahan House page of the City of Longmont's website, or which website are you
No,
talking
that's
about?
The
wherever
boards
we
and
post
commissions
posting
page of the
conditions.
website.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the official
Okay.
spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you can decide that's the official spot right now.
It
which
has
would-
been the official spot.
Which would be my recommendation.
And so,
And all of the other spots, of course, that we put it to, but
yeah.
that would be my recommendation.
Do we have a motion about the posting locations for agendas and cancellations? Well, I can move that we maintain the current location and of agendas and cancellation posting locations, so.
Second.
And Julie seconds, and all in favor? And it's unanimous. So, all right.
So if I just say move to maintain current location of agenda postings.
Yes.
Yeah, posting locations for agendas and cancellations, just kind of as it is in the agenda. So, all right, now we're on to officer elections. Hey. So, if anyone has any requests or interest in any specific office, that would be wonderful. If not, I have some suggestions.
Go
or
for it.
asks. Cindy, would you consider serving as chairperson? You're organized.
Oh, my
You are
goodness.
wonderful. I know how well detailed you are. You just
Oh,
you're on top of things. Would you consider?
I'm not sure I'd like to take on that role. Is it possible to do that?
It's completely up to you.
To
You
say
can
no?
decline. You
can
can decline. I'm asking because I just know you're capable. And I-
Oh, thank you, but I respectfully decline.
Okay. Is anyone else interested in serving as chairperson?
Can we make suggestions?
Sure.
Well, then you nominate.
This
You
you can
nominate.
nominate.
Would you be interested in continuing that position?
I will serve in the position again if that is what you all want. I would do so with the one request. Someone shadow me. I'd like to be able to pass the baton along, and I know every single person here is capable of doing each of the, serving in each of the officers' positions. And sometimes it just takes a little walking alongside somebody and following and learning as you go, and then you're comfortable to take on the position. So I would do that if that's what you all want. I would want someone to shadow and start to learn how to do, because it's doable, and I don't want anyone to feel intimidated about stepping into any officer position. So I would be happy to mentor anyone in any officer position. So.
Jeff, I think you would do a really good job of chairing the group.
I appreciate that.
There's a vote a year from now.
Yeah, I
So
just-
you have to, A, be nominated, and B, win the vote at that point. Also, although I'm fine with the idea of what you're talking about, and you can always decline at that point if that's what the world brings you. So I just want to make sure everybody understands.
Yes,
you know,
nothing is
what you're
forced.
talking about is wonderful and informal.
It's informal, but our group has always been a bit more informal and more casual and,
For sure.
and personable with one another, so I want to keep that going.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I'm not I mean, quite honest with you, we have a very good chairman right now. I would struggle to fulfill the total involvement and passion that we currently have. And in that case, I would choose to decline. But thank you.
We're talking about a year from now, right?
Well,
I'm sorry.
or not
No.
decline to serve as chairperson this year,
Yeah,
because
right,
what
right.
Andy is asking.
So you're asking this year.
And
Okay.
I'm saying I'm happy to serve in that role
Yeah.
if that's what you all
That's
want,
a-
but I
that's-
would want one of you to shadow. That's all.
So it'd kind of be a co-chair position, basically, what we're kind of thinking about.
Unofficial vice
It's-
vice
It's
chair.
unofficial vice
go into
chair,
the certain
maybe.
order.
Maybe,
Or is-
It's-
Do we want to?
With
It's
elections.
chair secretary.
Okay.
Yeah, we have chair, secretary, and historian. So,
What's the third one? Sir?
historian.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. So,
I nominate Karen because she has a passion. I mean, we already have some projects that she's passionate about, like the patrons program and the formal garden plan. I'd like to see Karen continue that and we can make a lot of progress this year, because this is your last year before you take a break. So I nominate Karen for chair.
You need a second?
Second.
I'll second that.
So I have a question before we proceed. Is it possible to do the shadowing like you have mentioned here?
Yeah, it's not a part, it's not a part of the official board member thing, but if you guys want to do that, then certainly, that, I think it'd be a wonderful idea for this year for. I'd
Passing
say
of
Jeff,
knowledge.
yeah.
To look at that, and then, of course, there has to be a vote and everything next year, the official part of it. But again, this is a very close group who works closely together, and
So Karen,
I
what
have
I've
nothing
heard you
against that
say,
idea.
I'm sorry, Dan, you interrupt.
No, I said I have nothing against that idea, so.
Okay. What I've heard you say is you're willing to mentor someone who's willing to step up next time as president, correct?
Yes, I'm
You're
I'm
willing
willing
to
to
continue as
serve
president
as chairperson
or chairperson?
and want to have someone come along and shadow so that
So
I can
be-
mentor, and it's just a more comfortable introduction to stepping into that role in the future. Hopefully the person would want to do that, but at the very least they would gather that knowledge. And
So it's a co-chairperson situation.
it's not a
Unofficial, not
co-chairperson,
official,
Just a
but-
mentor.
Maybe
it's
as
more of
Karen, as chair, does some of her
Okay.
duties that Jeff
Shadowing.
could shadow here and there, and that's my
Are
understanding.
are we also talking for Jeff at this moment? Because I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I was gonna say, what? I looked at him and said,
Well, we both have 2 more years.
Yeah,
3 more
But there is no
Yeah.
official co-chair, but
Right,
with the
right,
idea
right,
that Karen
right.
has to take a break next year,
Yeah,
that somebody needs
somebody
to
else
be
can
be
ready
familiar
to
with
fill
the
in those
process.
shoes.
And feel comfortable with it too, because it's about just understanding what's involved and then getting comfortable with that and being like, oh, yeah, I can do that after all. So it's,
go for it. Jump in there.
Thank you again, but I'll be honest with you, I can't make that commitment right now. I mean, if it's an unofficial position, I could make it probably soon, but I can't make that commitment at the moment. Thank you.
Well, then, I move that.
Well, we have a nomination and a second,
Would you, yes.
and then
Oh, I'm
discussion.
sorry.
so
it's
we can.
So
we can
you
vote.
move that she be co-chair. I mean,
I
be chair.
nominated.
Nominated.
We have a second, we have
we had
discussion,
discussion.
and
Now it's a
so
vote.
we could, well, as long as you want to go ahead with the vote.
I will I will accept that and we can move forward.
Did you have a different position in mind?
No,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
I think it seems very logical
It's a
in
time
light
for
of all the
vote.
projects that you've got going on, that
Okay,
you're able to
Alright.
follow through with them.
Then the vote.
I will serve if that's what you want, yeah.
So we have to vote.
Call
All in
for it.
favor?
Okay,
Call for a vote.
all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. It's going to be a great year, folks. Really, really. So, all right, we'll move along to the secretary position.
I have just a brief note before discussing that, and we can dive into it a little bit more under items from staff. But I did connect with the secretary for the Proud Board, and they do use an AI minute formulation process. She showed it to me. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and I think it might be of interest for us to adopt something like that, just to make, because there are so many details involved with this board. I think it would make the job of the secretary much easier moving forward, and I'd be happy to help facilitate that, transitionally. But in a nutshell, what it looks like is YouTube offers a service in which you take the YouTube meeting and put it into what is called YouTube to transcript, and it spits out minutes. And obviously you can put in some prompts to get those how we need them to be, and there's still, the secretary would still go in and make edits and make sure that they look correct and do some formatting and things like that. But I think it could be beneficial in making the secretary's job a little easier.
It will
That
come up,
sounds nice.
there still needs to be a secretary because, but the note taking during the meeting
Doesn't have to
can
happen.
be curtailed.
Yeah.
And what you do is when you see those minutes, some things will come up funky once in a while. Veronica has been using this and with high success. And then she still has to make some, that person, that's not what they really said, or that's not what they meant by that because she was there. We are actually going to try, next month or the following month, her not being there actually, and having her just get the minutes and review them for what she sees and then check back with us if she has questions or the video itself. That's another step that I'm not talking about here, but we're having very good success with it, which is freaky in its way, but it alleviates the mass note taking, I think, which is pretty nice. That's
Yeah.
in my opinion. So
That is
We
true.
can talk more about
So
that, but I
this-
just want to put that out there before.
This video would be what gets submitted online to YouTube.
Yeah,
It
it already
is.
is.
It is
yeah,
already.
the videos are.
Oh,
yeah,
it's on YouTube, okay.
yeah, and then there's YouTube offers a transcript output option, and it can
Okay.
formulate the minutes that way. And then, like I said, the secretary still needs to go through and make sure that all is correct, and we would still go through our same process from there. But
Sounds very streamlined
help.
and helpful.
yeah. So, just as
That's
somebody
an
is-
enticement.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes the secretary's position easier.
That
Yes.
is the.
Yeah.
Sure, now you come up with
Well, that in mind, everybody wants to be secretary now, right? Is anyone interested in serving as secretary? And knowing that you have this new advanced capturing system for transcript that makes it so much easier, and of course help from the rest of the board members, and identifying, oh, this meant to be that, or whatever. And
Well, I guess I'm willing to do it, given that new technology.
Yay.
Thank you. So I nominate Cindy as secretary.
I second.
And Candy seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Thank you.
Yay, Cindy, thank you.
I know you're just pushing it away from yourself.
Well, and then we'll move on to the historian. we do need to,
Can you
fill that
briefly
position.
review the responsibilities of the historian?
Yes, the historian's responsibilities are to maintain the history of the scrapbooks and continue to provide the information and the content that needs to go into scrapbooks for future. That a person also actually, it's ideal if that person is the chair or takes the digitized scrapbook project because they're so interwoven. So it's if you're okay with the thought of getting very familiar with the scrapbooks and getting very familiar with just the history of the house and diving into the digitized scrapbook project, this is a good position to step into. It doesn't, I don't know, it would require some time from month to month, but it's kind of a little more flexible about how and when you get things done. And sometimes it might take a meeting with Sergio and Brittany, for example, where that's a little more structured, and others it's working on some things on your own to provide in either digital or paper scrapbook or both. But
Do we know what, just because I'm really not sure, like what,
I'll help, but
was there work on the scrapbooks this year? Just not the digitized project, but just, like,
content.
yeah.
Let me double check with
Compiling,
Marie.
okay.
I'm gonna reach back out to her. I've got to touch base with her anyway to follow
Okay.
up and find out about the status. But let me see if she's got other paper content or anything that we need to go ahead and
Okay,
put in the book. So,
okay.
So like anything that's published in the Times Call or that
Yeah,
would be put in
photos,
Because I was wondering what Maureen had
projects.
gathered.
And yeah, anything that's gathered up, it can be paper, it can be electronic, and any of that.
Or it could be some of the photos from Christmas.
Mhm.
You know, that type of thing.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
it's
Being willing to like photograph at events and some of that kind of stuff compiled, things like that.
Might that be something you'd be interested in?
I think it would be.
Oh, great! I nominate Jeff as historian.
I second.
Second. All in favor? Unanimous. It's done. You're in. That's
So-
And Karen,
And
you were the
just
historian before.
practice.
Maureen, yeah.
Yes, so Karen has
And learn
done
about
that.
all
So
this
that'll
process.
be a very easy transition.
That's gonna be online now, right? Can I-
Soon, yeah, we can go over it together. I mean, I think, I'll share it with everybody, but for this meeting, we'll just refer to the normal
Yeah.
process.
Well, I
and
was
see
just,
if
I
you're
wasn't
taking
going
notes.
to like try to come up with something that would actually be documented and used. I just wanted to go through the motions just to see.
Yeah, that might be a good exercise. To the Candy's notes for sure.
Yeah.
Notes for this meeting, but maybe go through the motion of that process.
We can
with
send
Still
Cindy.
using this video.
both.
Because then you
See
try
what
it
it
out
looks
and I think it's a great way to try it out and not have to worry too much about that outcome.
Yeah.
So
Great idea.
you're saying it's not online, but it will be online.
Yeah, I mean, it takes some time for the city to get the
Yeah.
Oh.
the
It takes a
posting
little bit.
online, yeah, but
Okay.
once it's on there.
So it's not there yet, so I have to do it the same way I've been doing it, which is listening to the YouTube presentation of the
Yes.
meeting.
Yeah, I mean, that
Yeah.
is, yeah.
So
Okay.
should I just be watching for it online, or will you let me know when it's online?
I think for this first one, let's go with the normal process, and I will also go through the process of formulating those minutes from the transcript, and then I can share that, like just the raw version with you guys, so you can see what that looks like, and then we can
Okay,
dive into it more together
Okay.
from there.
And just make sure Cindy knows where to find.
Yeah.
yeah.
Where to go to find the video.
And then
Yeah,
if we
how
need
to-
any guidance, we can work with Veronica a little
Yeah.
bit because she's getting pretty sharp with that
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Right.
great.
I
That's the
mentioned
way a
it here
lot
about-
of that's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
transcript
Yeah, I'm
is
with
so-
you there.
so
Why
nice.
didn't we have it sooner?
Audio to transcript is so nice, yeah.
Mm.
As much as I like paying Veronica overtime, I don't want to pay Veronica overtime if I don't have to.
Okay, so we have our officers selected. We can move on to committee formations. With our committees, we basically have a scrapbook. Patrons is everyone. Patrons is the whole board. So just to be very clear about that. So you can choose if you want to be part of the digitized scrapbook project. And,
So who was on that committee? I almost think it's easier just to keep on the same committees that you've been on.
You can, or you can switch up, but who was on it last year? Jeff, Maureen, and myself, and so I'm happy to, well, I'm serving as chairperson, I'm going to be involved in everything anyway, so no matter what, I'm part of that, but anyone else who's interested in helping with that process and being part of that committee. And it doesn't, and keep in mind, though, that's a little more flexible kind of schedule as well. So it's not as, I don't think that would be quite as demanding as what our patrons and regular meetings are and stuff.
And maybe
So-
when the scrapbook gets a little further down the line, it's actually being put in the format that it needs to be, that you need more people on it, maybe then more of us would
You want us to ask at that time?
want to be
Okay.
a part of that, or volunteer to be a part of that.
Okay.
At this point, I don't see the need for more than a couple of you to
So right now,
orchestrate this.
so right now it's Jeff and you'll be the lead on that. So you're the historian, but I'll help you.
Okay.
With, yeah, what we'll need to begin doing. Yeah. So we've got for committees, we've got scrapbook, we've got patrons is everyone, we've got restoration preservation, that's just everyone in board meetings. Formal garden plan, I believe that's everyone. So holiday decorating, well actually I'm skipping over something. Jeff, will you want help with doing your tour booklet?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I guess it could
I
be a
can
formal
help with
committee
that.
or just,
or just do an ask when
just-
it's ready,
yeah.
when you're ready to,
because I certainly would like input
okay,
throughout the whole process.
okay,
So whether if it's a committee or not,
okay.
I guess we make it official or unofficial.
What would you prefer, or unofficial or?
Well, I think we had a lot of committees, a lot of meetings this last several months. I'm happy to make it a formal committee. But what's important is have input from
Okay.
people, yeah.
Okay,
I'll help with that.
Okay,
okay, so we will have a
So, make it a
committee
committee.
for the tour booklet,
good,
okay.
that'll be good.
And so, and Julie, are you interested in being part of that then?
Yeah, I'll be on the committee.
Okay. Cindy or Candy, are you interested at all in being part of that? Not at this time?
Mm-mm.
No.
I'm interested.
Okay.
Great.
So, and of course,
Part of your input also, you've
I'm
got a lot of knowledge on.
on all of it, so
Yeah.
you just, yeah.
Great.
You lead the way, I will help and do as needed, so, yeah. Okay. Then, okay, now we can move on to that,
But we've got your scrapbook,
s-
patrons,
yes.
future restoration, garden, and tour booklet. Correct?
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
No. But just generally speaking, the patrons of restoration preservation and the garden are all board.
Right.
I do need.
Has there been a Restoration Preservation Committee in the past, and what were they? I don't think there has, so what would
No,
they?
it'd just be, no, it's just all board. It's just, the restoration and preservation is just all board.
Yeah, but
input.
typically there's not like committee meetings for
No.
that, so there's not an
No.
official committee for that.
Unless something were to pop up and here in the house and you're like, oh, we need attention to this, and
Okay.
we all need to hop in on a meeting and say, okay, what do we need to do?
I also
But-
want to mention for the tour booklet, we had talked a while back about a digital version of a tour as well. Is that part of that committee?
It can be.
Like with
the
the QR codes
codes,
in the house,
yeah.
and you scan and then there's an online tour as you go through?
It can be. I think the physical book is the primary focus
Right.
of that project. But then, yes, because it is going to be as simple as, all right, all of the content that is in the tour booklet it's easy to separate out in rooms and create a separate QR code for.
Yeah, and I think
you
that's
know,
a
each
smaller
room.
project. Originally, we
Yeah.
talked, it was a 3-piece thing.
Yeah.
It was the booklet for sale, right? Like the
Right.
more
Right.
in-depth booklet for sale to replace the small one that we have
Right.
for now. And then the
The
brochure, which is done, and then the digital
QR codes.
version.
Yes.
Which can happen pretty quickly. I mean, I had already connected with Rachel on this a while back when we asked me to do that. And she just needs some content and can set that up,
Okay.
you know. So, and I think that is somewhere, you know, it's not as in-depth as the booklet, because if you're asking people to buy something, you maybe don't want to have all that information available for free, but I just wanted to kind of put that back
It could
in
be
there
just-
as part of this.
Yeah, and it can happen, but it could be as simple as, you know how we have bullet points in the tour brochure.
Right.
It could be as simple as us going back and revisiting, all right, do we have each room covered with maybe 3 bullet points? Because the content in the tour booklet is going to be greater,
Mhm.
but do just a little bit more than what the little trifold is for each room. So we could say, okay, for the meeting room, these are 3 bullet points. And then, so that content, we can just, by room, make a 3 bullet point content thing, and then you can provide that to be connected to the QR codes.
For the QR code.
Yeah.
Specifically to the room, so. we do that.
I think the idea
I think
was
that's-
one QR code rather than people having to scan as they go through each
Oh.
room, just because that's going to be like,
So they just
Let's do
scan
that.
one QR code.
and then it will be
then
split
it'll
up
be
by
a list
room
of,
within the
and then they can go, okay.
tour itself. Yeah,
All right,
just
that's
'cause
doable.
having separate QR codes and people.
Yes, that
scanning,
makes
yeah.
sense. That's
Easier.
doable, yeah. That makes
So they would just like hit an arrow or something to get the next.
Or a link.
I would just do a
Room
list of
full.
rooms. and
Put it in
just-
the-
Yeah, I
Just
think
click
it
on
was
the
like
link and click the
paragraph.
link.
Yeah.
Oh,
room.
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
So they
Okay.
have QR code, it
Yeah.
brings up the list, and each item has like a little link. So if you're in the
Yeah.
foyer, you click on the link for the foyer, and you
Yeah,
have your
that's
little.
all.
Okay.
Okay, good plan. We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's see. Then moving along, we need to, open house events are pretty obvious. We handle those as they come. But what the event we need to have a committee for is the summer open house with club affair and ice cream social.
Have to get
Candy.
going to the next thing.
Yeah.
I have to go to my next thing.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ben.
everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Ben.
Ben.
Thank you,
Thank
Ben.
you.
Have a good rest of the day. Are you willing to chair
I am.
that event?
I am.
Marvelous. All right, Candy. And that, we're gonna call it our Summer Open House Ice Cream Social Club Affair.
Wow.
That's a mouthful.
You might want to
What do you wanna-
consolidate that at least.
What do we wanna, what
after
do we
a
wanna
while.
do? Yeah, I mean,
I would
for
call
now,
it the Club Affair.
what do you wanna call it?
Open house. If that's the main focus, is Club Affair, but it's taking place in July, like the
Club
summer
Affair.
open
Club Affair
house.
open
about
house.
having ice cream at it.
Yeah,
Fair-
I think
fair
it's
open
So
house?
again,
Club-
it's
Club
just-
Affair.
Club Affair Open House.
Yeah, or it's
Because
just
it's not just Club Affair, it is Club Affair Open House, right? Because it's, I mean, we're allowing people to tour the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is different from prior, because
Yeah.
we didn't before.
well, the house
Yeah.
is always open if
But the house
But
was
it-
open.
But yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
for-
So the focus
for-
was the garden, but
It was open for.
I think it's just a new version of
Yeah.
Club Affair where
Yes.
some other things are.
So Club Affair. And you just calling it Club Affair Open House? Or
Hmm?
are you calling it Club Affair Open House? Or are you calling
I think it should
Feels
be
redundant.
called
Think
Club
about
Affair,
that.
but
Just
then
Club
you
Affair.
promote it
I
by
think so.
saying,
Just
you
close
know,
it.
Club Affair? Okay.
you'll be able to go through the house and tour the house,
Okay.
and we'll have ice cream.
Mhm.
Is that like donation-based ice cream? Is that how
I
that?
think
Like the idea
we
is people
have
get
to-
ice cream, they make a donation.
Previously, we sold tickets.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't sell tickets.
But what do you want to, yeah, I mean, you can decide what you want to do.
Well,
this
we can
time.
think about that, but I
Yeah.
was
So,
just
who would
curious.
like to serve on the committee? Well, I will be part of it because I'm serving as chairperson, so I will be there on hand to help you, however. But who else would like to be involved in planning Club Affair?
I will.
Thank you.
Julie.
Good. Awesome.
Yes. Excellent.
So this is going to serving two functions. One is a club affair and one is the open house.
Mm-hmm.
Will be advertised as two different.
No.
No.
One
It's
event.
just Club Affair, but the house will be open to tour like it is for like the April open house.
Right. But this
So
is our
there's-
quarterly open house.
It is.
Yeah, instead of having a separate, because in the past we did Club Affair, we had the open house in July, we had Club Affair in August,
Mhm.
and it was just too much for us, and also then the Club Affair was kind of competing with the Unity event.
Right.
So that's why I've decided to combine those and just do like Club Affair is the one big summer, like
Yeah.
midsummer event,
Right.
but it's
Were you here for Club
an
Affair?
open house and
We had the dancing. We had booths set outside on the lawn
Yeah, I was
out here, over here,
Yeah.
and dancing
Right.
and all kinds of
So-
things.
Well, that was in 94. No, 24.
Oh.
Wow.
That
really took me back. I'm like, 94. I'm like, where's I in 94?
24.
That was good, Julie.
I'm fine both be the same day, but I guess my question is the open house going to be advertised at open house for people who normally come just for that?
Club
And-
Affair is the
It's
event,
going-
and the
it's
house will
going
be
to-
open for people to
So-
tour
But
during
it-
that event.
Okay.
But will we
But it's
not
open to the public.
advertise it? It's a club, it's
It'll
Club
be-
Affair and open to the public
Yeah.
to tour the house.
Right.
So I think we're doing the two
It's
in
going to
one.
be kind of like
Okay.
Art Walk, where Art Walk is the event. It's open to the public. The house is open to tour. You know, it'll
I mean,
be the
in
same
the,
kind of
in
setup.
But we are still
first
meeting our
little
once
blurb
a quarter
underneath the
open
headline.
house free to the public.
or underneath the name of the event, that other stuff could be in there, you
Right,
know?
because we not only ask clubs to set up their booths, but then we invite the public
Mhm.
to come. So that would be the enticement to the
Yes.
public
Yeah.
as an open house with ice cream.
It'll be like
There's
Art
ice
Walk
cream,
and
there's
then
clubs,
booths,
and
but instead of
tour
artists selling
house.
stuff, it's clubs
Right, I
advertising,
understand
like
that.
involvement in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Just make sure that people who have no interest in the club affair, but might have interest in the open house would want to come.
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
thinking it's just a club affair, but
Right.
acknowledging
Yeah, good
that
point.
it is the quarterly open house.
Excellent point,
Yeah.
because yeah, we do need to make sure that that's known by the public. If they're seeing it, they're not going, well, I can't go because I don't want to go to the clubs. I just want to see
Yeah,
the
I think
house.
in like your marketing, it can be
It'll,
fair.
it'll,
Yeah.
it'll be done right to
We just don't have to
make
say
it
the whole
very
thing every
nice.
time we have
Yeah.
a committee.
And you throw the ice cream in there with those.
ice cream in July. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's
But
gonna
don't
be
bring
fabulous.
that ice cream in the house.
No, it'll be out in the
That's
garden.
garden only.
It's always out in the garden,
Yeah.
We'll try to get the ice cream donated,
like before. Mm-hmm.
and we'll try to get like celebrity scoopers.
Mm-hmm. City council members, they do.
Oh.
They do. They come in, they help, and they
Oh, nice.
scoop, and with
Nice.
aprons on and everything. It's
Uh-huh.
very fun. That's gonna be great. Okay, so that's Club Affair. We will move on to the next committee, Art Walk. I think we need a person who will chair Art Walk. Julie, would you be interested in giving it a go and receive mentorship along the way so that you're comfortable and you're good and all is well? And
As long as Brittany does all the, Brittany's here.
yes,
You know, Art Walk
You're not
last year
having
was the
you're not
first
having an
year that-
anniversary, are you?
Oh, I'm planning to be here,
Month.
yes. But last year was really the first year that the board managed that event. And so I think we're gonna
Brittany will physically
continue on
be
down
here.
that road. But
But
yes,
it is a
I
board
will be
event.
here. But in the past, I kind of took the lead on that, but it's gonna be you guys taking the lead on that, just like you did last year, and it was great. So yes,
As long as you take
but
care of
I'm
the spreadsheets for me,
planning to be
because
here.
I don't have Excel.
Well,
It'll be fine.
we'll figure out a way to do that. But whoever's sharing that needs to take ownership and management of that event, which I know you are fully capable of doing.
You can do
and
it.
do a great job.
And,
so.
and you have help. You're good as well.
Okay.
You've got a safety net. All right. Okay, Art Walk. Julie, and anyone else interested in being part of that committee? Of course, I am part of your
On the
committee, but-
art walk?
Yeah.
I don't mind helping
I'll
with
help.
that.
I'll
Okay.
help.
Cindy and Candy. Okay, great. Thank you. All right.
You won't be entirely alone, Julie.
No one's ever alone with this group. No.
What day is the art walk? Do we have that?
Yeah, Art Walk
September
is
12th.
September 12th, Saturday, September 12th, 4 to 8. Okay. Then we have fall tea. Now, I don't have any problem chairing that again, but would like to have some people, of course, help with committee work on that. So. All right. You want to hold off for now, or you want to know who's interested in helping with fall tea? I guess I should say.
I'll help you with fall tea.
Okay.
And that is August. No.
That is Sunday, October
October.
4, from 2 to 4.
I have to check the football schedule though.
I know. I know. I get in trouble every fall. It's like, oh, the Broncos play on Sunday. Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'll help too.
Okay. Thanks. Cindy. Okay. All right. We'll move then along to, then we get into the decorating part. So holiday decorating. You know what? I'm gonna just guess that this year we're gonna kind of revert back to usual. So I don't think it's gonna be as demanding, and I think it is gonna be all board done and just get it done in one day type of thing again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we don't really need to set a committee for holiday decor, or do we?
No, but I think we were gonna take pictures, or for sure we had pictures that would
We do.
remind us what trees we.
Yeah. I took a
What they
bunch,
wanna look
and
like.
Questers took a bunch, and Habitat was supposed to get me the ones they took. I haven't gotten those yet, but they're yes. I took like documentary style,
Nice.
like just to not so much
And
that the
we're
photo was
pretty
beautiful,
much-
but that it was showing what was there. What
That
is
And
there?
we're pretty much putting those decorations away, labeled,
Yes.
so they can be pulled out and
Yeah.
redecorated.
Just like
Yes.
in the past
Same
where
way.
it was this, this
Do
tub is
this.
for this room, this
Here's the
tree's
box
for this
for it.
room.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't, the possibility could still exist that we ask our clubs to help too.
I love that idea.
I thought that was
I really
awesome.
do.
So-
I think it is a way that the clubs can give back to the house, because it is on our questionnaire for the clubs, or the application. How would you give back to the house? This is one of those ways when it's time to decorate the house.
Yeah,
Come and informally join us and help decorate the house. I love that.
you saw how
Let's do that.
fast it goes together when you've
Yeah.
got a bunch of people doing it, so.
Yeah.
I know my friend really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
And,
My
Yeah.
gaggle of girlfriends all loved it. It was fun.
So that'll be, and we're all involved, so that'll be how we do it.
Yay, perfect. So can we, I don't know if we give any kind of heads up to the clubs, but can we maybe give them some sort of heads up that we are gonna make it an annual tradition that club members help?
I imagine they don't want to be thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
but
No, I don't
but-
think so.
But at
In
some
a few
point,
months.
yeah, I was gonna say at
Yeah,
some
maybe
point.
like this summer.
Right, you'll know
just
the-
kind of try to start putting the bug in their ear and
Yeah, you'll know the perfect timing, but I think, we need to give them enough notice that they kind of start to warm up to the idea and go, oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Rather than, next month, we need help, and
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it
maybe
started
like-
in October, so, that's plenty of time. That's when they started this year, so.
Have the clubs been thanked
Yeah.
by letter?
Candy and
Yes,
Cindy did.
sir.
Have they been sealed?
So I'm gonna have you give these to the clubs.
Why you want
I
to add
didn't
something?
mail
Oh, yeah,
them.
it was so successful, like that was an annual event,
4 of them.
but I
I
think we can.
gave mine to my club Monday night, and I sent a thank you note to Mary Beth, and one to Bonnie Allen for playing piano. Cindy and Karen, I didn't know what to do about
worry.
your friends
Oh,
because
my girls,
I
we're
figured
set.
you thanked them. so-
Yes.
Okay, so yes, everybody's been thanked as far as I recall. Did anybody else play the piano besides Bonnie? The city council person was
Matthew was sick, yeah.
didn't he?
So.
Okay, so while I'm thinking about it, just real quick, Diana, who was on the board with us,
Mhm.
and then she had to quit. She's not well. She has some kind of autoimmune disease that's going to be a long recovery. So I just brought a card. So if you want to sign it,
Thank you.
Oh,
get
yeah.
well
Thank you.
done.
Yeah.
Lasik is her last name, but I'll mail it to her today then. If you just want to drop her a little note. So
It was IANNA, right?
Hmm?
Wasn't it IANNA?
Yeah.
yeah, 2 N's. Dianna.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And she says Lassic, like pickles, like the Lassic, but Lassic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that. That was so funny when she explained how to pronounce her last name. I thought,
Mm.
it's like Vlasic, but without the being Vlasic.
So yes, they've been thanked.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay, and it was that covers everything. Habitat was there anything else that we were expecting them to provide other than pictures or?
No, I think we did kind of like a debrief with them and just shared,
Okay.
our experience and that it was a positive one and
Mhm.
got their final numbers. And so, yeah.
Did we get feedback from them?
They did do a reach out to people that were involved and they said generally all positive feedback. They did have a few people that weren't stoked that there wasn't like a shopping experience this year, but overall the feedback was good and that they raised more money in ticket sales this year than the prior year. So that was the feedback that I got. Yeah.
Shopping
And they were happy
experience.
with the numbers.
Shopping experience, something other than like
yeah,
our
like in the
merchandise
past,
offer.
there's vendors in the houses and you can buy all the decor and it's
That's
more of a
shopping.
shopping experience, but yeah.
Okay.
And all the donating companies have been thanked.
That's good.
That's right, you took care of that.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
I took a
Cindy.
picture of the thing that they donated to send to them
That
you
was
know,
really
on the
great
house
of
or
you.
in the house.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
Sure.
Okay, so that I think wraps up our committee formations. We can move on to the room by room tour booklet. Jeff, you are.
Yeah, I'd like for us to, either at the board or the group, kind of define the purpose of the booklet
Okay.
and what sort of things we want to include and what things that maybe more important, the people who are going to purchase or read it would want to see, be interested in.
Okay. Should we do that during a board meeting? Do you want to do that in a committee meeting? What's your preference?
I mean, not to extend the board meeting, I think the committee meeting would be fine.
Okay. Well, are you okay with, I know this kind of lumps it into our retreat, including that in part of our retreat work?
Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be
Okay.
fine.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right. Well then, does that cover that for now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, then we'll move along to the retreat. So let's talk about that just a bit. How to include all that we need to include in our day of work. With the agenda. So I obviously am going to include patrons, and tour booklet. Are there, are there any other items that we need to be including that are committee focused items that we need to include in the retreat?
That are committee items?
Yeah, so basically,
We've
do
got
we need to
patrons,
be?
yeah.
Yeah, I've got
So
patrons.
specifically with patrons, I think what we need to do is bring our lists that we had. Mine's nowhere complete. I think we're all in the same boat because there's so many.
Yeah.
So I think what we need to do is carve out a chunk of time where we can sit here with our lists of those businesses.
Mhm.
And somebody might know somebody in that business that have that phone number right here that we're looking for, or an email or whatever.
Mhm.
And that we're actually sitting around here contributing and helping each other figure out, oh, well, this is so-and-so that owns that business and this is their whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And work on that list.
Yeah, I think we'll make great
Right
headway
here.
all together. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So
Mhm.
that's
And
definitely.
then we can
part
add
of
other names that may not be on the chamber's list
Mhm.
and our own personal contacts at that point.
Mhm.
But I think we should devote a couple hours at least
Okay.
to working on that list.
All right.
Be nice if we had a final list at the end of the
Yes.
day.
Yes, I agree.
We could move on to the next step.
Yes, I agree. That would be the objective, finalized list.
And I think
And
we should
discuss,
have our laptops with us because,
Yes.
so we
Have
can be,
Have
our
it
laptops
electronic.
with us so we can make
Mm-hmm.
updates online.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can bring mine so that I can share the document with everyone. We can be adding to it, and yeah, this will work. This will work nicely. We'll get a lot done.
So on this list, we have the business name, we want contact person, email, phone number, whatever. Is that the prime purpose of this list? Is that contact
Yeah,
of
yes.
each business?
Hopefully, contact person.
Right.
Yes, specifically
Yes,
a contact person. Yeah.
that makes it more effective.
Mhm.
All the cells in
The
the
reach out.
spreadsheet.
Right.
Mhm. And I found that there's a little bit of information on there, but if you Google that, you're going to find a whole lot more information on their website
Mhm.
that you can add to your contact
Okay.
list. But it takes time.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone, bring your laptops. Okay.
And your list.
And lists, your electronic lists.
Are you going to be sending out an email about this, or should I?
I can send you an email.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. It'll be just a recap of everything and what to expect. So we've got patrons, we've got a couple hours designated to focus on that. Then we've got the tour booklet. About how much time do you want focused on that?
I would think a half hour, I think enough to kind of define what we're doing. And then once, the group or interested people get together, we can then spend more time and more detail.
Okay. So a half hour on that.
I would like to add the club affair to that.
Okay. How
And
much
do
time
a
would you?
brainstorm session on ideas, suggestions, things like that. So
All right.
I would say 45 minutes to an hour.
I'll put it in for an hour. Just will hold the space and. Okay. Do we need to talk about art walk a little bit?
About
I
what?
think we talk about art walk a little bit, and I think it kind of branches out to the question that we broached this past year. Do we include youth artists? And so that gives us the opportunity to talk a little more about that. So okay. Julie, how much time do you think you'd like to talk about it? Maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour? What do you think?
30 minutes. I mean, I'm gonna have to leave at 2:30. I can't
Yes.
be here till
Right.
5. So
Right. So let's.
So let's do that earlier.
Right. We'll leave at 2:30. All right.
Are we bringing our own lunch, have a little lunch break in the agenda?
I think it's a good choice to, bring a sack lunch. So, let's plan on that.
Mm-hmm.
And using this room mostly. I mean, there's,
If that's acceptable, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, because then I'll probably get the screen and the projector out and use it. And so I'll do
I mean, I just blocked off the day, so, so if you guys want to tour around and do other stuff, I think it matters, but
Okay.
you want this to be your home base.
Okay. So Julie, I'll put in our walk for like a half-hour discussion. And we can expand on it if need be, but yeah.
Well, because I'll need like the past info of the map and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
So if we
I
have
think-
suggestions for artists, we can
Mhm.
bring those along to
Mhm.
fit into.
And I think what we could do is
Excuse me.
get that information to you in advance, like
Yeah.
lists. All right, so you don't have Excel, but if you have you use Google Sheets?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we can see if we can convert it from Excel to Sheets and make it so that it's something that you can work on.
I'll have to look.
Otherwise, you manage
I think it was shared via Sheets last year. And Maureen could make edits to it and everybody else could view it, if I remember correctly.
I can look back in my
But,
email.
yeah, but I mean, I can always throw the link back to the top of your inbox or whatever, so.
Let's do that. That's a good idea. Okay.
I guess along the lines of, I'll let you finish what you're doing.
I was just double check.
Along the lines of what I think you envisioned in the beginning for the retreat, I think I personally need a review of what we as a board, what decisions and what responsibilities we as a board have regarding everything that happens with this house. Where does our authority or our, authority end? Where does it begin? What's our responsibility versus what we really don't have the power to make a decision about? Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can definitely discuss that. We'll.
What's our duty as a board?
We'll review our bylaws because that gives us our direction. We can review the ordinance, that also gives us our direction, and our mission statement, which we created. And so with all of those and an understanding of an advisory board, and now I can get the definition from the city site, the definition of an advisory board, so that we can really review and discuss that, make sure we're all on the same page about that. Does that sound like it's accomplishing what you're thinking or what you're saying? Okay. Okay.
Like, what's our responsibility? Where does that end?
Right.
And where does Brittany's responsibility
Right.
take over?
Right. Okay, somebody mentioned touring the house. Do we want to be able to kind of walk through the house, look at things that, perhaps go look in the attic if you haven't been in the attic. Look in the, can we go in upstairs in the auto house and let people see that who haven't seen
Wear
that?
closed-toed shoes.
Yeah, yeah. So a tour, like just kind of a, just so that I get an understanding of the time for that. Who wants to see what?
I would just go look at everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Just
here
walk
to,
through everything?
You're here to tour, do the whole behind
Yeah.
the scenes tour.
Okay, we'll tour the whole house. Is an hour enough time to allow everyone to tour everything up and down in the house and the auto house? Is that enough time?
You probably
Should
don't
be.
need that
I think
much.
it's
more than
that.
Yeah, I would say 30,
Yeah.
30 40 minutes maybe.
Okay. So 40.
We're gonna see the attic when we put Christmas away.
Yeah, okay,
Time.
all right. Anything else that you would like to have included in the retreat?
Ways to recruit more board members.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Strategies to recruit some
Yeah.
more folks.
Okay. Recruitment ideas.
Your retreat, that would be.
Yeah.
We
It
did
is-
unsolicited.
It is something that we do need to.
Historic Preservation Commission did send a recommendation, and I have connected with that person, so hopefully they'll apply in the spring.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, good.
So, and maybe the other person that had to back out with the injury, so. I'm hopeful that we might have another couple folks for the end of the year, for the
Yeah.
last half.
That's good. That's good. Okay. And any other ideas that we should talk about when we're all together? Any other items or?
I think you could leave time if things naturally come up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just don't, I want to make sure I'm trying to be as inclusive as possible with everyone, with that, whatever's on your mind, whatever you're thinking, hey, can we throw that in? Yes, let's, if you've got it on your mind now, great, and if not, we'll build it into it when we're,
Do you have the job duties of officers listed somewhere?
the bylaws,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So, which is simple, easy read, I think it's 3 pages, it's easy, and so, yeah. We'll look through that, the mission statement,
Like if you count your hours,
we're very close to,
getting close.
exactly.
If we
Okay.
take time out for lunch.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that is a good plan. I will put together I'm going to call it agenda, but it's more of like, the plan for the day. And if we have to kind of move things and shuffle things around, we can. So I'll put that together there.
Did we come up with a date for that retreat?
Yes, we do. We have it set for January 27th, 9:30 to 5. Here in the meeting room. Okay.
So back to the question of, do minutes need to be taken? Does it need to be recorded? So you're gonna find that out, right?
Well, for that, yes, yeah, I'll find that out. I'll reach out today.
Okay. All right. Then we can move along to the holiday decor cleanup. It is 11:30 right now. Obviously, our January meeting, and we didn't really say this in advance, but our January meeting tends to go a little bit longer than the normal 2 hours, so I hope that, is this an acceptable thing to continue on for now for you guys? Is everybody all right to wrap up the rest of the agenda? Okay,
Good.
all right, just mindful of people's time. So the decor cleanup, when do we want to do that?
The sooner the better, I think.
Yeah.
We do have a rental on the 24th that just happened pretty last minute. But not, and I did let them know there may still be some holiday decorations out. It's kind of, yeah. But we do need to make sure the house isn't in a state of disarray by that point. If things are out, that they still look nice and there's not a lot of tubs and boxes around. But, if we could get it done before then, that would be ideal. But if not, that's okay.
All right, so that's next week.
Yeah, that's next Saturday.
Monday is a holiday.
When are the girls available to help?
Yeah, I did get Jacqueline's schedule. I don't have Betsy's schedule, but she's, usually fairly available. But I'd say see what works for you all in terms of the. I'm probably going to work on Monday, so if Monday is of interest, that might be fine. Tuesday is a club day. We've got clubs all over the house most of the day. Same thing with Wednesday. Thursday, Friday could be a possibility. Monday, Thursday, Friday. It does not have to be done before the 24th, but we just need to make sure, like I said, that if it's partially done and the house is not looking not acceptable for a rental, so.
Well, if we planned for next Thursday, and I would hope that we can get everything done in one day.
I think so.
And if there's anything else that's lingering or whatever, can house staff help with doing that on the Friday, just to finish up?
Yeah, looks like Jacqueline's not available the 22nd or 23rd, which is Thursday and Friday, but we need to do what we need to do, so.
I'm free both. I'm free those days, so I can come help.
Okay.
I have a hearing test at 9:20 that morning.
Dr. Carr?
Yep.
Tell him I said hello.
Not him,
Not
but
Dr. Carr. Oh, it's, yeah,
Nicole.
yes.
I'm free on the 22nd.
I mean, I can get here as soon as I'm through with that.
That could work.
The other option, I mean, we could look at, well, the 27th is
That's
the
the,
retreat.
Let's
just
do the 22nd. I
yeah,
feel like it's a good time to get it down.
yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it would be helpful to have Jacqueline here, but,
And you said you don't have Betsy's schedule yet?
no, I don't know. She's gonna be here soon though.
Okay.
So the other thing is just to leave it how it is for the 24th rental, and then we start on it the next week, but.
Retreat's the 27th.
Yeah.
That's a lot to put in 1 week.
Okay.
I'm guessing you're wanting Jacqueline to be available to put things away.
Yeah, just
in
help
an
with the organization
organized
of
way.
putting things
Okay.
away, and she's expressed to
Yeah.
all of us that she's concerned about that. Of course, it will
Yeah.
happen as it needs to happen. So it's not that we can't do it without her, but
Is Betsy like-minded with her? Does she understand what Jacqueline's
Yeah, I think
view
we
is,
all-
and that Betsy could potentially?
yeah,
if
I think we all
hopefully she's
understand. We just want,
available.
like, same as what we've had before.
Yeah.
You
Just
know,
want to have it clearly labeled on the
this
box.
tub, yeah, is for this room.
This room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just-
the other thing, so I think, you know, we need to just move forward. But the other thing that Jacqueline mentioned was, as she and Betsy are here, you know, over the next few days and early next week, that they could start staging some things, if that would be helpful.
Staging, like bringing the containers?
Yeah, like, and she even started like in the butler's pantry, just getting all that stuff kind of collected up so people can grab whatever they're. Does anybody still have items that are personal items at this point? Okay, I think, yeah, like in the library.
There's some,
But
yeah, they're
around.
here, there, and everywhere.
Okay.
That book is mine.
That they could, you know, here's all the ornaments of this kind of this tree, but and just kind of like, you know, staging things so that you can grab what's yours, we can pack up the rest. Seems like that would be helpful.
It would be.
While they're here, so.
If that's okay.
Yeah, and we would, they're not
With you.
gonna pack anything up because we're not sure what our personal items, but they could say, here's all of this type of
Right.
item, here's all of this type of item, and just get them like staged to make the whole thing easier.
So when is
think that'd be right
Jacqueline,
as well?
when is Jacqueline here?
Like Betsy's here later today. Jacqueline will be here again on like on Wednesday. You know, she can work on that while clubs are here, and then you guys would be here the next day. So
You do have clubs on the 21st.
yeah, that's like our Wednesdays are our big club day over there.
They're
All
upstairs
over
and
the
down.
house, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Well,
I would say we move forward with the 22nd,
Yeah, I
and
think
Jacqueline and
so.
Betsy can work on the staging. You know, as they're here leading up to that.
that sounds like a great plan.
Yeah,
because
I think
then
that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And then that way, between the two of them, Jacqueline can express to Betsy how she'd prefer things be put back in the
Yeah.
attic and stuff. And so they can be on the same page, and
Yeah.
then Betsy can hopefully be available for the 22nd.
Yeah, I'll talk to her about that today.
And or 23rd. So. Okay, so we'll be here on the 22nd at what time?
I would imagine I can't be here probably till 10:30, 11:15. Unless I can change the hearing test.
Oh, you shouldn't have to do that. I do have a tour at 4:15 that day, so if we can be, Wrapping up.
I think we can usually wrap it up inside 4 hours easy.
Okay.
So,
do you want to start?
Ten to two?
I think 10 to 2 is perfectly fine.
Okay.
And if people want to bring a sack lunch then too, that's a good idea. We could take a little brief break to eat a snack or lunch. Yeah, that should go pretty smoothly.
Okay.
All right. So next Thursday, the 22nd, 10 to 2. Okay. Bring me brown bag. All right.
So if some of the people that I know that were involved in the decorating, would it be okay to have them also join us on the 22nd to help put
I
stuff
don't
away?
see why not.
Yeah,
Extra
that's
hands
right.
are helpful. And if they're doing that alongside you, then you know that, yeah, we're packing up.
Just wondered if you
Sure.
should recruit
If
more
people
people
want
to
to,
come
yeah.
on Thursday.
I mean, that's it. Yeah, if
the
people want to.
22nd.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to drag anybody in, but if they want to, they're
It's helpful.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that wraps that up. We'll move along.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Just real quickly, in terms of the gingerbread house.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so that is apparently ours to keep. And so I did find a tub that will fit it. And I went to go purchase it and got there and realized that it's too big even to fit in my car. So, I mean, it's massive. So I can have my husband go take me with his truck, but I just wanted to make sure that that is what we want to move forward with, is trying to store it here at Callahan House and use it for future years. The tub, once the gingerbread house is in, will not fit through any of the doors in the house. So
Yeah.
we need to, the one place that I recognize that might be doable to even get it into is above the commercial fridge on the back porch. And so the gingerbread house can go into the porch and then we can get it up onto the fridge. But in terms of like trying to maneuver it up into the attic or anything, I don't think that's even a possibility. So,
And it doesn't come apart anywhere.
the house, no, it's all just like on that platform. So if we want to store it, the tub is $100, and I think that is really the only place that it can reasonably get put to, which even could be an interesting challenge, like ladder wise, getting it up there. Yeah, because like I
Did you
said,
measure up there? Did you measure the?
I need to measure up there still.
Let's
We did
make
measure
sure
the
that
height.
the container
Yeah.
will fit up there.
Yeah, but it's the only container that like will fit
Right.
the
The whole
gingerbread
thing.
house.
Mhm. It was a
yeah.
great find. You
Yeah,
you got
didn't even think about the fact until I
Excellent.
got there and was seeing it, in person. I was like, oh, this is not even, can't even put this in my car. So,
strap it to the.
yeah, I think if we want to move forward with storing it and trying to reuse it, like this is the option. So I'll measure above the fridge, but if that is what we want to move forward with, I don't think that it was understood when this was created that this
That
would
that
be
was
our
the plan,
responsibility then to
right.
store it. But I'd hate to see it go to waste. I mean, it's super cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we comfortable that it will last? We don't know.
Yeah, I think it's it'll be a guess and check. But Maureen said that they, can last, and she talked about wrapping it in plastic. But I think that would do more damage. I think it just needs to go straight in the tub, and it's a black tub, so like in terms of it not being exposed to the sun and up on top of the fridge, it should stay. That area of the house is not as temperature controlled as some others, but I think it would stay cool-ish. Being on top of the fridge, it might be
And
helpful.
certainly dry.
Yeah, and away from rodent
Yeah, up and away from
issues, and I mean, I think it's the option if we want to try to keep it for future. So
Yeah, I hadn't thought of the rodent issue. My God, if you didn't have a tub.
yeah,
Forget
and
it.
they haven't bothered it this whole time. Not that we're
Maureen said something like
but
They don't like the spices.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what she said. So
but
anyway, so I just wanted to double check about all of that before I
I suppose
go buy it with the truck.
do the before you
I'll measure that space, yeah.
Measure that space. Make
Where
sure
are you buying it
fits.
from?
Home Depot, they've got them in stock.
Because I got a new car and it's massive, so
Oh.
I could probably fit it in my truck.
Oh, okay, yeah, it would probably fit in like the back of an SUV. I just can't get it through the door of my
It would probably fit in my car.
sedan. So okay,
Yeah.
okay, appreciate that.
If you want to do it at work time, we can go do that.
Oh, okay. Cool, thank you.
Yep.
All right, well, I will double check the space on top of the fridge, but otherwise I think that's the only option, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
On property. Oh, okay. All right. Then we can move along into random stuff. Video release museum showing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have an update for that. I followed up with the museum and haven't heard anything back. So I'll keep bugging them, and if that doesn't pan out, I think we'll look at our other options that we discussed from there. But right now, I don't really have an update.
Yeah.
And then the manager's report is available in the packet, so it's really just if anybody has any questions about that.
Now that we have those numbers, are we comfortable with adding that into the annual report? It's not the finance, it's just.
Well,
the-
December's
it's just
not
the-
even available yet, so yeah,
Oh,
it
I
goes
thought
through
the
November. We're
10
typically a month behind, so it's September, October, November that numbers that are available.
What are those numbers then?
Oh, yeah, not the
The
financials.
usage, yeah, I'm not talking
Yeah,
about financials,
usage
I'm talking
numbers
about
are available.
The bodies in the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so we can update the annual report with that.
sure.
Okay, all right, well, that's good, that's progress. And so do we have, you mentioned we have weddings planned, but they start in the fall?
Oh no, the fall is just the busiest
Oh.
for weddings so far, but we've got, I can't remember, it was 5 or 6 weddings scheduled next year. This year? So far, this year.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Yeah. We're in 1994.
Which, yeah, which I actually feel really good about. This, in 2025, we had 8 weddings total, and I think by this time last year we had maybe 3 or 4 of those on the books. So now we've got 5 or 6, and inquiries still coming in for this year. So I feel good about where we're at with weddings.
No, are they inquiries or are they bookings?
Bookings.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we've got 5 or 6 bookings?
Yeah, let me double check. But yeah, there are 5 or 6, which is about twice as many as we had this time
Last, in
last
2020.
Yeah, at the beginning of 2025.
Five.
So yeah, I feel good about where we're at with weddings. Yeah, I don't know. You have other questions about that, but
And then for events that you're setting up at the house for this year, you're doing that Valentine's Day tea again, which is great. The macro.
I think that's nearly sold out.
Oh, good. Watercolor and so those are programs through
Yeah,
the
just for the
through
first quarter.
And then beyond that, just kind of thinking forward, you're doing that murder mystery thing again.
We're signed up for that one, at least one more, and I think we'll see how it goes, but I kind of want to just go out with a bang. If we, instead of this year, we didn't sell enough tickets and so we pared it down, I think we would just do it how it's supposed to be done and hope that tickets go well, and if not, we're going to eat the cost of that, potentially. Just, and then if it is successful, maybe we'll continue on, and if it's not, then I think we probably would
Well, we can probably find a
transfer
way.
to a different kind of event in future.
Well, I think we can probably find a way to better promote that throughout the year, throughout all the activities that are going to be going on at the house, like through our open house events and, through summer, the club fair and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So I'm just looking at opportunities of how we can better promote that and make it go off really well.
Yeah.
So.
You have a wait list for your full table for Valentine's.
Yeah, I think the half tables are still
You have one spot
available.
left,
Okay.
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 Cool. Well, I don't know.
So we should, that's just, as we're doing events, we should definitely be prepared to promote that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it'll be in the brochure and.
Already have a day?
All that stuff too. Yeah, it's the 17th of October.
Okay.
Cool. October 17th, murder mystery movie.
But I don't have the 2024 numbers in here, but I think we ended with a total net revenue in 2024 of about 14,000 something or other. So right now we're at 32.7 for this year, so that's exciting. Big bump from
Making some
prior
money.
year, so yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah. And that said, just as a reminder, these numbers don't reflect,
No.
other costs from other places in the city that it takes to run Callahan House Parks. Being a good example. I think they're about $30,000 or so of their budget, is for Callahan House every year. So just thinking about that, but.
Super. Okay. Anyone have any other questions? Want to know what something is? This might be another kind of thing that we can pop into the retreat is just a take a review of things again and say, this is what this means and this is what that means, and if you're okay with that, Brittany.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well then, does anyone that we have items from the board? Anyone have something to share? Okay. All right. Then I think we are all set. Future agenda items will stay just as it is. And now it is 11:47, and do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make
Jeff?
a motion.
Okay, and a second. Cindy, thank you. And all in favor? It's unanimous, yay! Thank you.